Greetings, my badasses. How is it going? My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. And today is Pilates. I'm trying to find something that's purely instrumental. I like to only listen to instrumental music while I'm working on Pilates, doing the Pilates, because it helps distract my brain. If I am listening, as I do often, to music in yoga, where I create those playlists, or in cycle, where I create playlists to inspire, power, a mood of some kind. I don't use the word intention necessarily in that regard, as often people do, yoga people do. I'm creating with intention, think with intention. I don't do that. I do that, with the playlists, so that it's happening subliminally, right? The music inspires me. The music creates the intention for me. Whereas in Pilates, the focus and my intention is deeply internal. And today we're going to do some balance work. And the reason we're going to do some balance work is because I've been inspired by the fact that my father is struggling with balance. And so mobility is the challenge. Anyway, we are going to, so there are a couple ways to do this if you don't have all the accoutrements that I have. And that necessarily will, if you have a broomstick, you can use the broomstick. You can unscrew that broomstick from the broom, but don't use the screw end. Use they often have some sort of handle on it. My outdoor brooms, actually, my Job Right brooms, they're yellow and black. They have an amazing grip. That would be a really good thing, because then it wouldn't slip on whatever surface you're using. I have a dowel that I'm going to use. You could use a foam roller. So if you have this foam roller that we use in other instances, we often use it in Pilates, but we're going to use it today, or we use it in foam roller workshop. You could use a foam roller. You could also use the back of a chair. A kitchen chair, straight backed, or a stool. Usually a straight back kitchen chair. My yoga chair is over there. If it's at this height, that would be great. You could also do some of these like at the edge of the counter or the back of the couch. So that's the first prop I'm going to use. Also, I think that I didn't turn on my microphone. And so now you should be hearing me. Tick tock, tick tock. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I've got. Okay, sorry. The other thing that you might not have that you could use, or that I'm going to be using the ball. And the reason I'm going to be using the ball, we're going to be doing some single-legged work. And you can see, that ball is going to amp up some stuff, right? Because you have to stabilize the ball. I have to stabilize my legs. I'm going to be using this to stabilize my upper body. But if you don't have a stabilization ball, you might have a yoga block. Maybe you have 2 yoga blocks. Maybe you have a step stool. Okay? And if you're going to use a yoga block, now the yoga block is going to offer you a little bit more stability, right? Because it doesn't rock and roll. You could use the yoga block. You could use a step stool. Same thing. Oh my gosh, I'm already feeling that in my hip and my glute and my thigh. We haven't even started yet. And if you wanted to amp up the balance, you could just come to the ball of your foot. That would change the process. Now, you don't have to use either one of those things, right? You could do this work absolutely on the mat. You could come up on the back foot, which I will not be doing, right? Because you can change. We're going to be doing some gentle lunging and then we're going to be holding and doing some work there. I have this G board, which I'm going to be using and I really like the G board. So we're going to be talking about balance today, right? Balance today. So I'm going to use the G board. You could use the stool or the blocks. We're going to go there right now. Then we're going to do some roll downs to some inchworms. Then we're going to come to the ball. And we're going to be, so that's where we're starting. Okay. I'm going to start on the G board. You could start on the block, or you could use the step stool, or you can stay on the mat. I have my stabilization prop on the side that I'm going to pick up first. All right. I want you to pull the pelvic floor up and in, engage low belly button, rib cage, lift nice and tall. Find a place to look at out in front of your nose so that your head is in alignment with your spine. And we're going to just go. I'm going to lift my right foot up and I'm going to take it down. What I like about the block, the stool, or the G board is that I cannot actually put my foot all the way down. I'm just stopping to the ball of the foot. I'm going to hold on to my core here. Now, I'm going to show you what this looks like on the mat. And I'm just stepped off for a second, and I'm just going to come here and come down. See? You can do this on the mat. I'm just going to dip into that knee a little bit, and I'm going to engage the core. Now, this G board just adds the element of instability, right? I've got my fingertips lightly. I'm either lightly in the palm or I've got my fingertips lightly on here. I don't want to be pressing into the dowel. If I'm pressing into the dowel, I'm not using my core. If you're pressing into the back of the chair, that was too fast. Let's go slow, pause, and down. Yep. I'm going to be doing this with my dad later. Slow and down. We're going to do it on the back of the chair, and you'll see how this works. Now, my dad is only going to be able to go like there, right? Barely taking that foot off the mat. That's okay. It's all about stabilizing the body, using the core to hold your balance. Now I'm feeling this in my hip flexor and my quad on my right side. And that means I was going up a little too high. I want to engage here. 4 more of those. 4, 3. Woo! Did you see that? I glanced away. You know why? Because my dogs are barking. Not my feet dogs. My dogs are barking. So I need to go see what's going on there. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2. Oh, it might be the trash can. The trash truck. And 1. Hold. Let me peek. Yep, it's the trash truck. All right, I don't have to go check. They bark when there's a delivery too. Okay, I'm going to lean a little bit. Ooh, that hip is tight. Okay, we're going to go to the right foot. We were stabilizing on the left. Now we're stabilizing on the right. I want to pull the pelvic floor open in, anchor the low belly, belly button, ribs, rock my shoulders back. I'm looking straight ahead. I'm not looking at the camera because that's what happened. Did you see me lose my balance? I was thinking about the dogs barking. I'm going to soften this knee, but I'm staying nice and tall. I'm lifting and lowering. I'm going to exhale, inhale. I feel like I'm pressing hard into this. I'm going to dowel. I'm going to change my... Now I'm feeling weaker on this side for two reasons. My hip, I'm already feeling a little hip issue. I have been. It's going away. But I'm also tight on the left side and weaker on my right. Interestingly enough, when you are right-handed, you stabilize with the left side of the body. So your left side tends to be stronger. I know that sounds counterintuitive. And the same is true if you're left-handed. And also we've already done some work with this leg, so it's tired. Pull that up and in. I feel like I'm really pushing into that dowel. There we go. And that was it. Woo! Little rock side to side, little rock side to side, little rock side to side. All right. I'm going to turn sideways. I'm staying on the G board, but here's where you would either go to the blocks or the stabilization ball. And the reason, maybe the stabilization ball is too tall. If you had a 9-incher, I think I have a new one. I'm going to take this one into my dad. If you have a 9-incher like this one needs inflated. I got a different color for myself. See how squishy this one is? This one's way too squishy. We are going to use this later, but it needs to be inflated. I need to go out and use the air compressor. I'll do that today. We're going to take a little asymmetrical lunge. You could also do that asymmetrical lunge on the mat, and I'll show you how that looks. Or you can use the stool. All right, I'm going to put the G-board in the middle for just a minute because I want you to see how that asymmetrical lunge is going to look. I'm going to move out to a crescent lunge, right? I want my feet nice and wide. In fact, my foot is too narrow with this G-board. I want you nice and wide, so maybe almost to the edge of your mat. I want you upright, and I'm going to grab the block in a minute. I'll show you. We're going to come down. Now, this is all about the leg that's stabilizing us, okay? In fact, I'm just going to move myself into position so that you can see what's happening. I'm going to put the block here because I want you to protect your knee. And the reason I want you to protect your knee is because when we are doing lunges, people tend to use the lunge, they tend to use this leg as the strength leg. And really the lunge is for this side. Smack that, right? So I like to come here because it stays out of my knee and I'm all in the front. And it's all about the front leg. I'm going to feel that in the quad, the hammy, the glute, the core, right? If I'm going deeper than that, without the strength to support this knee, you're going to feel that twinge. in the knee. Okay, so I'm coming to the G board. Maybe you're on the block or the ball. You can be on the mat. And we are going to work this lunge. Now, you can see I need to step back to be in my front leg. I'm actually on the wrong side with this dowel too. I was wondering why I was losing control. All right, here we are in my lunge. I'm coming down and coming up. Now, when you come to the stool, when you come to the block, when you're on this ball, I actually wouldn't recommend doing this on the ball. I am pretty strong in core, even though I'm a little out of shape. I would call, let's not call it out of shape. Let's call it, I don't know. Let me think about how to call it. I lost count. I'm inhaling on the way up. I'm exhaling on the way down. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Shoulders are rolled back. Chest is nice and long and open. Oh my God, I'm shaking. 3 more. 3. 2. And 1. Woo! All right. Ow. I'm going to switch sides. I'm not out of shape. How do I want to? I'm feeling weak. How about that? I'm feeling weaker than my norm because I'm fighting the good fight to get my ass on this mat, as we all are, especially with the holidays, right? We are deep in holiday season. Yeah, a little weaker than, the holidays are just jacking us around, right? People are cranky, ho, 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 and all of that bullshit. All right. Opposite side, I've put my dowel on a blanket so it doesn't slip. Now remember, we're lunging into the front leg. I got my breath mixed up on that one. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. I want to keep my knee, the lunging knee, at the ankle or behind. Right? Because if you're going out over those toes in this workout, you're going to strain the top of your knee. Now, before you come at me, people, with the movement of your knees or the mobility of your knees, let's do this first. We have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are going to do a full knee mobility move. Now, there's a lot of, actually even Sun 2 and I started talking about this because of this mobility. That big bend of the knee. I'm coming off this block. We're going to move to the, we're going to inchworm down. Actually, since we're here, let's go ahead and do our crouches. These are full-on squats. I'm moving my G board for a hot second. Am I going to stay on the G board? No, we're going to come down. Moving my G board. Oh, you know what? That was my stability ball. Actually, I'm going to use my big stability ball. You can use the kitchen counter. You can use the back of the couch. And the kitchen counter, but what I mean is the kitchen sink. So here's what we're talking about in terms of knee mobility. And I'm going to use, ouch, my stability ball. God, I cannot wait to have a decent Full suit studio. The beard. I want you to step wide. I want your feet at a nice comfortable angle. I want you to pull your pelvic floor up and in, scoop the belly, and I'm going to come down and come down and come down in the crouch and come up and come up and come up. Now, if you're holding on to the back of the kitchen chair or the kitchen sink, come down, come down, come down, come down, come up, come up, come up, come up. We're squeezing. Each time I want you to pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs, come down, come down, come down. And this is about strength and knee mobility. Now, we do this crouch in yoga a lot, and you can walk that out. I'm going to walk this back in. Now, let me show you. I'm going to take a quick swap of, oh, you know what's happened? This fucking paint on this chair, I got to clean this chair. I don't know what's happening here. I need a new chair. I have one downstairs. This paint it got weird. All right. So let me show you how you would use this on a chair. Get your chair on a no slip surface. I got a weird stain on this paint from my exercise ball. And it's yellowing my stability ball. Here's how it would look, right? If you were at the edge of the kitchen sink or the back of the chair. You can come all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Pull up with the hips first and come. Now this is more about mobility of the knees, right? Come down, come down, come down, come down. Lift those hips, come up, come up, come up, come up. Let's do 4 more of these, and then I'm going to come back to my stability ball where we're doing our muscle crouch, right? Muscle building crouch. The reason that this full mobility in the knee, becomes important, right, is because you do want to work that knee into its full range of motion. Now, there's a guy on one of the TikToks or Insta who is like, yeah, if you don't do that, he does this without any support. And the reason, let's talk a little bit about that. Women, we have a much lower center of gravity. Okay. You know what? Let me change that statement. If you have a uterus or had a uterus, you have a much lower center of gravity than someone who was born without one. That makes that crouch very challenging. Okay. So I like this and you're feeling that in your quads. You're getting a nice, lovely stretch and some full rotational mobility in the hips. You're getting a big stretch in your low back. Right? But that's not muscle work. It's a supported range of motion action. You're going to get some range of motion in your knees. Now look, my knees are out over my ankles. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. My knees are in alignment with my toes. That's okay when you're not bearing weight. Okay. My knees are designed to go out over my toes. Look, they do it because that's how I move. When I'm running, when I'm jogging, when I'm on the bike, right? My knees do go out over my toes. When we're doing a lunge, that's not the focus. The focus is here. All the weight on the leg is going here. I want this to work. I want this to work. I want this to work. I don't want to strain the insertion points. Okay. So those full squats, right, without weight bearing, I think that feels really great. And I do that all the time. We do it in yoga frequently with the support from the blocks. Right? It's all those things. Let me adjust my equipment here. Okay. I'm going to put my yoga mat bag on this chair. The yoga ball is going out of the way. And now I'm going to, oh no, I want the yoga mat, the yoga ball. Okay, so now we're going to do 4 more of our Pilates crowd. I call it, this is a squat, right? It's wider than that one because we're going to use the muscles. I want you to track your booty back, right? Pull the pelvic floor up and in. I'm a little rolled into my shoulders because, you're right, I'm holding on to the prop. Inhaling, scoop the belly button, ribs. Inhale. I'm exhaling, I'm coming down, I'm going back. I'm keeping my knees as stacked over my heels as I can, and then I'm slowly squeezing up. Yeah? Not locking my knees. Scoop, 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 scoop. And come down. That's 2. 2 more. Now I hope you can feel the difference between these 2 actions. Hi, Chihuahua. All right. Whew. We're going to come down to our inchwormies. Inchwormies, inchwormies, inchwormies. And then we're going to come to our stabilization ball. Then we're going to hit the mat for some floor work. All right. We're coming down to these inchworms. This is a waterfall, Pilates waterfall, with a, what I'm calling an inchworm. Let me show it to you first, and then I want you to think about doing it. Soft in the knees. Pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs. I'm inhaling, nice round arms. And I'm going to follow my fingertips with the head. I'm going to come down like I'm diving. Like I'm diving up and over the waistband. Like I'm diving. Control the body weight. Here. I'm walking out. I'm going to come into a plank. Extend that core. Exhale, collapse the core. Scoop the belly. Walk it back to the feet. Now let's roll up. Keep the booty forward. And there we go. I'm going to exhale, dive down. Dive down, dive down, dive down. Scoop up and over the waistband. Take as many little sips of air as you need. Coming on out. Lengthening for the plank. Scooping and crunching into the fold back. Inhale. And now I want you to scoop and crunch all the way up. Got to adjust the shirt because los chichis, las tatas are coming on out. I hate this shirt. Come on down. Oh, lengthen. Soft in the knees, soft in the elbows. None of that is happening in my arms. It's all about the core. Lengthen. Coming on back. Rolling on up. One more time. Diving over. Lengthening right there. And rolling on up. Whew. And release. Whew. Grab a drink of water. Forgot to turn on my fan. For my camera. All right. Whew. All right, so we're going to come back to our destabilization. I'm going to come to that ball. You can come to the block. You can come to the stool. You can stay on the floor. And I'm going to show you what's going to happen. You could put your foot on a poof, but I think that might be a little high. Woo! Okay. I'm back on this right foot. My left foot is at a comfortable angle on the ball. You can see that I am working to balance that ball. You can see that? I'm going to soften my knee. I've got my prop out over here. And now I'm going to come up to the ball of the foot. I'm going to rock up to the ball of the foot and come down. Pull that pelvic floor up and in. You can see if you start to press too hard into that ball or onto the stool, the ball is going to give you immediate feedback, right? You're not balancing. You're going to see us do this with my dad. I'm going to have him put a foot on the block. One foot on the block. Sorry, I can't talk and balance at the same time. I can talk and balance at the same time. I'm feeling this all the way up my leg, right? Calf, quad, hammy, hip, flexor, core. 3 more, and then we'll switch sides. Son of a gun. Notice I'm taking a pause up in the balance. 2 more. You can see that I'm struggling with this off balance. And coming down. From my heel to my rib, I'm feeling that. Sorry, I didn't mean to shout. All right, same on this side. Whew. These are all tiny little balancing moves that will help us long term with our stability as we move, right? With our mobility as we go through the world and into our other workouts. Whew, you can already see I'm challenged on this side. All right. Comfortable angle of the foot on the ball. I'm gonna be struggling with this hip. My left stabilized foot, my left foot in this case is facing forward, parallel to the edge of the mat. I've got my prop here, either the counter or the back of the chair, the back of the couch. Soften this knee, I'm gonna lift up. Relax the shoulders, pull the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button ribs. I'm gonna go here. Here we go. Inhaling to prepare. Coming on up, pausing, and coming down. And pausing there to come down. I'm just resting my eyes on the one thing I can look at. That helps my balance. It's called spotting. Dancers use it. Scoop everything up and in. Gymnasts use it. Oh, all the way up to here, I'm feeling that. 4 more. Do I have 4? I might have 3. Keep that scooped. Oh my God, I'm feeling that. All the way up the leg. Okay, whew. Low and slow, full. That was co-concentric work. I'm feeling that in the knees. Not in a bad way, just in an achy way. I don't have enough fucking room in this studio. I keep getting, and I'm going to have less room when I get my springboard. I need my silo. I need my grain silo. That's not going to work for me either because, God damn it. All right. Ball. Oh shit, I still need that ball. All right. I'm going to use the ball. If you have a poof, if you have a stool, if you have a sofa, you can do all of these on the edge of those places. I'm going to use the ball. The ball is going to give me a little more, I don't know how to explain this. We're going to do our hip lifts. I'm going to use the ball. The ball is going to give me or force me to be a little more stable. I'm going to get a little deeper into my core. A little rock side to side. Okay. Ball is, I need a shower. Here we go. Feet on whatever. Edge of the couch, kitchen chair, stool, ottoman, poof. Scoop the belly up and in. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. And we're going to scoop up and squeeze the glutes and then come down. Scoop up, hollow it out, and come down. Notice how tiny this is. I'm hollowing up and scooping down. I'm changing the work by changing the placement of the feet. And come down. That was halfway. Do we have 4 more? We did 4. I was going to do 8. Okay, here we go. That's me procrastinating. 4. Now I'm feeling this glute, hammy, core. 3. Now I'm feeling quad and a little calf. 2. And oh gosh, 1 more. Ooh. And come down. We used to do these in the studio, remember, when we were all together? We all had balls. Some of you. All right, I'm going to take this stabilization ball out of the mix. And now we're going to work on some starfish. And then we're going to finish with some stirring the pots. All right, extend your legs, heels out to the corner of the mat, arms in this lovely wine goblet shape. I want you to pull your low belly in, belly button, ribs. I struggle with my pelvic floor in this position, just FYI. I'm going to try and anchor it, but it is a struggle. My big concern about you is the ribs right here. I want you to keep those ribs anchored. And we're working across the body, okay? So I'm going to go right arm, left leg, and it's barely going to go off the mat. Inhale, exhale. Just straight up and down like an inch, maybe 2. I'm holding to take the inhale. Sorry, I really have to concentrate on this one. Can't talk you through it. You got to be there with me. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Son of a bitch. All right. Last round, and then we get to rest and stretch. Ooh, 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 ooh. And I'm going to go work my dad. Actually, I might go take a walk and then I'll work my dad. All right. Little rock side to side. I want you to get squared up in the hips. My heels are a little closer to my glutes. I've got my arms open. You can put them on your belly. You can put them on the side as long as you're not pressing into the mat. I really love a cactus position because it keeps your shoulders and triceps out of it. We're just going to float the right leg. I want you to anchor the hips, and we're going to go small circles. Ooh, I'm feeling hip flexors. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more. 11 and 12. Oh, bring that foot down. Whew. So I don't want your knees to rock. I don't want your hips to rock. I want you to stabilize your torso with the core. Stabilize the hips with the core. Those circles can be even smaller. Left leg. We're going outside, down and out, or up and out. 1, 2. Go slow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I'm feeling that here. I'm feeling that here. If you're feeling it in your hip flexor, you got to go deeper into your core, okay? Now we're going to we just went up and out. We're going to go out and in, okay? Are we ready? Oh. 3, 2, 1. Look at how slow we're going. Oh. Mamacita's going to have to get on the foam roller. All right, left leg, down and in. Here we go. Two more. And in. Woo! Oh, 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 oh. Take the hands to the insides of the knees and let them hang. Are you kidding me? Can you feel those adductors? Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Rock and roll the ankles, point and flex the feet. Ooh, my ankle just cracked, popped. Something happened there. Oh, bring those knees up to your shoulders. And release. Little rock side to side. Pressing the heels together. Let those knees hang. We're just going to take this a little bit longer, right? Big adductor work. Your adductors help stabilize your whole core. Oh, my legs are on fire. Are your legs on fire? All right, bring those knees up and in. Let's windshield wiper sweep it. So we're going to do that counter stretch. We just did open. We're going to come in and stretch through hip flexor, piriformis, the quads, your quads insertion point. Ooh, and up. I'm going to tackle my quads with the foam roller. Go through my shin. I'm having my right knee is my weak knee. That's the knee I blew out when I was 17. Never got fixed. Which, honestly, isn't a bad thing. Ligaments heal, and it might be a little weak, but I think it was better for me not to have it fixed. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I need to tell. And go. Oh, I'm feeling my hips. Whew. All right, let's go ahead and take a little figure 4 because I'm feeling hips and low back. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right ankle over left knee. Out, externally rotate. Hello. Say hello to the muscles that stabilize your hips. Oh. And come on up for a figure 4. Oh. And release. Ouchie wawa. Okay. Left ankle over right knee. Ooh, howdy. That is some core work, right? Hips, the hips are an important part to help you stabilize all those muscles. Bring that knee up, figure 4. Oh, 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 oh. Bring those knees up, fingertips behind the knees. Engage, let's roll up. Lengthen legs and take a fold. Oh, are you kidding me? Hamstrings, low back. Oh. All right, widen your knees slightly, or you're widening your feet slightly. And now we're going to go right hand across left knee. Reach out. And switch. Oh, son of a bitch. What is going on, people? I'm going to have to go check the outside again. Press the soles of the feet together. Little rock side to side. So we did this reclined, right? We did a little Baddha Konasana. We did our Supta Konasana. Now we're going to press down into the knees. Let's lengthen the legs out. Nice wide angle. Walk those heels a little further out than is comfortable. And now let's say hello to the hamstring and adductors. So we did a lot of low core activation, right? We did some knee mobility. We did some full range motions with the knees, but we also did those, I will call them a core supported squat, right? With the ball or the counter. We did our inchworms, which is definitely a big core thing. We did a lot of balancing work. So your quads are going to be a little on fire. I'm going to I'm having some insertion issues right here in this weak knee. And that is going to be adductor pull and, let's do that. And some quad work, which means I'm going to tackle that with the thumper or maybe the foam roller. Calf tightness. Ooh, we did calves. We stabilized those whole legs. We did that calf lift, right? That I will call it an asymmetrical calf lift. And we added the extra instability by being staggered. Let's see, what else did we do today? We did our starfishes. Let's see. Hey, I don't know about you, but this left a mark. I'm gonna feel this tomorrow. What have I got? Hey, my name is Julia. This is a fucking yoga company. Yoga for the rest of us, all of the benefits, none of the bullshit. Well, there's plenty of bullshit. It just doesn't have anything to do with fitness, yoga, or your, health bullshit. Thank you so much for following. Like, follow, subscribe, share.
Like, subscribe, follow. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I could probably figure that out. I'll figure it out. And remember, you know what? We're not out of shape. We're the shape we are. This is for me too. Could I spend more time on this mat? Hell yeah. Am I going to spend more time on the bike? Hell yeah. Am I going to get my stabilization board? Hell yeah. All right. That's all I got. Grace and kindness, motherfuckers. Grace and kindness. Ciao.